Hi all, welcome to my channel Amazing Studies. I'm back after months with another interesting topic, that is cloud computing. Cloud computing or cloud is a very hyped topic in technology. It is hyped because it's very useful. It has its own risks and benefits, but compared to the risk, it's a very beneficial to move to cloud. Starting from our Gmail to our Facebook, most of the apps or softwares have started moving from physical storage to cloud. So, this presentation will be useful to get a gist on what is cloud or cloud computing. Let me begin by giving you an outline on what will be covered in my video. I'll be telling you the meaning of cloud or cloud computing, history, how did cloud evolve, how does cloud actually work, and mostly and mainly the important one, what is the progress of our country India in cloud or cloud computing, what are the benefits of cloud and some risks of cloud, and finally coming to the conclusion. So let's begin. Okay. So moving on to the next slide. First, let me tell you what is the meaning of cloud or cloud computing. Cloud computing is a combination of hardware and software that is used to deliver a service over the internet. So what do I mean when I say the word hardware here? The hardware means the server, which is nothing but why we call this terminology as cloud, because the servers are stored far away. It is not the same system from where you are sending a request. To give you an example, I can tell in browser, that is Chrome, you have searched to get some images for a penguin. The images which are stored are far away. It's not stored in the same system which you are using. So we term this as cloud because it is stored somewhere far away, which we are not aware of. And software is nothing but the application, that is Chrome or Google, which you are using to get the images. And this happens over a network, that is there is one medium between the hardware and software to fetch the images of penguin which you have requested through your browser. So the medium is nothing but the internet. So cloud computing is the use of hardware and software to deliver a service over a network. User can access files and applications from any device that access the internet. Yes, you can access the penguin images from your mobile Google or from your computer or laptop Google. It does not matter. So these are stored somewhere far away in the cloud, where the user can access these images or any kind of data from anywhere, any part of any country or any part of the world. The cloud is a set of different types of hardware and software which will work together to deliver many aspects of computing to the end user as an online service. So what do I mean when I'm telling this? I mean that cloud is a combination of different types of hardware and software together which can deliver different types of computing. For example, somebody is sending a mail. It's a different type of computing. Somebody is fetching some images. Somebody is coding online. There are different examples of cloud or cloud computing. Let me give you some of the examples of cloud computing. So the examples are Google Document. So these Google Documents also, when we Google Docs, when we store the data in Google, then Picasa, then YouTube, different videos are stored in different servers and we fetch by sending a request. Facebook, different accounts are stored in different clouds which we are unaware of, different accounts. Then coming to the history. In 1960s, John McCarthy, who is also known as the father of artificial intelligence, had introduced mainframe time sharing. And 1969, ARPANET was introduced by JCR Licklider. And 1970, virtualization software was launched. And in the year 1997 was the time when cloud computing was defined by Professor Ramnath Chellappa. And in these 2 years until 2006, many transitions happened and Amazon launched Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 and Simple Storage Service. And in 2013, 78 billion European dollars were invested for worldwide public services market. And at 2014, $103 billion were invested. So cloud has taken, or I can say cloud has been a very important source of income for the country, because different applications have moved to cloud, seeing the benefits of cloud, and cloud came into existence in 1997. Then coming to how does cloud actually work. So there are two sections, that is front end and back end. Front end is the area which the user or VC, For example, in YouTube, we see the search page, which is front end, or we see the videos we see, that is called as front end, and the back end is nothing but the database or the cloud where the data is actually stored, from where the front end is able to fetch the data. So these are connected through a medium that is usually casually, which we all know, that is internet. So when we are clicking on a video, internet is acting as a medium and passing a request to the backend to fetch that data and show to the user. So the front end is the side of the computer which the user or client is using, and the back end is nothing but the cloud, as I told. The front end will consist of client's computer or computer network, that is internet, and also there will be an essential application. To fetch the YouTube videos, you need an application which will be having thousands of lines of code working. So that is called a application, which is essential to send a request, that is to write a code, because it has to know to which server it has to go to access the server or the cloud computing system. It is not necessary that all cloud computing system will have the same user interface. I hope you understand this. On the back end of the cloud technology system, there are various servers and data storage system that will make up the cloud. Yes, there will be multiple servers, there will be multiple computers, and there will be multiple data storage system. Together, this makes up a cloud. A cloud computing system could potentially include any computer program, from data processing to video games. Generally, each application will have its own dedicated server. So each application, Facebook will have its own dedicated server, Instagram will have its own dedicated server. So it depends on the application, and each application will have its own dedicated server. And the application will consist from data processing to video games. It can have anything. The cloud can store anything. So there are different types of cloud. One being software as a service, which we call SaaS or SaaS. Then we have infrastructure as service, that is IaaS. Platform as a service, PaaS, and the other one being desktop as a service. The desktop as a service is optional, and sometimes we also find FaaS, that is function as a service. So these are the main three categories where cloud computing services fall into. So firstly, coming to infrastructure as a service. This will contain the basic building blocks for a cloud infrastructure and offer services on top of it, such as renting IT infrastructure, whether it can be virtual or physical, and networking features. So user will pay for computing services on IaaS because it is fundamental platform to build new technologies. Then platform as a service. Here the supply of on-demand tools for developing, testing, delivering, and managing software application will happen. PaaS delivers a framework for developers and IT architects to create web or mobile apps that are scalable. So this cloud platform as a service means nothing but the cloud will be used as a platform where different applications can be posted in from, like for developers. It is mainly used for developers and IT architects, where they can build mobile apps that are scalable without worrying about setting up or managing the underlying infrastructure like server, storage, network. Then coming to software as a service, this is the most commonly used one. Is a method for delivering on-demand software application through cloud on a subscription basis. Here we can take examples such as Amazon Web Service. Amazon Web Service will provide its software in a subscription basis. Then function as a service. This will add another layer of abstraction to PaaS, so that developers are completely isolated from everything in the stack below their code. So here what happens is the developers can focus on their work instead of worrying on what is happening below, in the below stack level. That is, what is the infrastructure. They don't have to worry about that. They can focus on their work. So these are the different types of services which cloud will provide. Next, coming to cloud service model. So here mainly the three important services which cloud provides are SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. So in the SaaS, it is for end users. So software as a service is mainly the purpose is for end users, whereas platform as a service is for application developers, as I said, because they need a platform to build their applications. Infrastructure as a service is mainly used for infrastructure and network architects. So what will happen in IaaS? You can see the pyramid as in the picture. So IaaS is the base. Upon IaaS we get to see the platform, and upon that we see software, the main important one. So infrastructure is the base, as we all know. So server, storage, network, all these functionalities are provided in IaaS. Whereas in PaaS, that is platform as a service, operating system and application stack, server, storage, network are provided. This is mainly used for application developers because they need some application is built over operating system, and there are multiple things or tools which are needed. So platform as a service is used for that. Then software as a service. Here we get the package software, operating system, and application stack, and server, storage, network. So this is about the cloud service model. The main example of some cloud service model are Amazon Web Service, Google Cloud, Microsoft, and there are multiple coming up. Next, moving on to the four types of cloud. There are mainly four types of cloud: private cloud, public cloud, community cloud, hybrid cloud. So first, what is private cloud? As the name itself tells that it's a cloud that is used for private purpose. Let me give you a in-depth meaning. So private cloud is mainly used for individuals or organization. So this private cloud will be mainly chosen by individuals or organizations so that they can get dedicated infrastructure and they don't have to share it with other individual or organization. Here the security and control is highest while using it, because there will be a private network. The costs are borne by an individual or organization and it is not shared by others. Management of private cloud is taken care by the user, and the cloud service provider does not provide any cloud management services. So this is mainly used for individuals or organizations. Like you can take example here of Google Drive. It is mainly for our user is using. Each one of us may have Google Drive. So it is not managed by someone else. We need to take care of that, and it's a secured one. Then coming to public cloud. Here the entire computing infrastructure is located on the premises of the cloud service provider. So in public cloud, what happens? The infrastructure will be stored in the place like where the cloud service provider is. It will be maintained by the cloud service provider who is giving you the service. That offers cloud services over the internet. This is the most economical option for those individuals who do not wish to invest in IT infrastructure. In a public cloud environment, the resources are shared between multiple users who are called tenants. The cost of using cloud services is determined through the usage of IT resources consumed. So this is a public one where it is maintained by the cloud service provider and not by an individual. This cloud will be shared by multiple users who are called tenants, and the cost will depend on how you use it. Then coming to the next one, that is community cloud. So, a community cloud is a cloud infrastructure that is shared by users of the same industry or those who have common goals. Now, suppose if you're working in an IT company, you will use the same cloud used by your colleague. So, this is called a community cloud. This cloud infrastructure is built after understanding the computing needs of a community, as there are many factors including compliances and security policies which need to be included in the community cloud infrastructure. So, this is mainly designed for a company where multiple users will be using and they have the same work. So they have they have same common goal. Then coming to the last one, that is hybrid cloud. The cloud deployment model includes the characteristics of public cloud and private cloud. Hybrid means nothing but it's a mixture. So here the hybrid cloud is a combination of public cloud and private cloud. So hybrid cloud will have all the hybrid cloud allows sharing of data and application between public and private cloud environment. Organization will use hybrid cloud when their on-premise infrastructure needs more scalability. Scalability means what? Scalability means they have to increase their operations or functionalities. On that time they are going to use this hybrid cloud. So they make use of scalability on public cloud to meet fluctuating business demands. Organizations can keep their sensitive data on their private cloud when reaping the power of public cloud. So they will have the power of both private and public cloud. To increase the scalability of the function, they will use the feature of public cloud and to keep the sensitive data they will be using the private cloud. So I hope this is clear. Progress of our country India. It's very important to know the progress of the country where we reside in. So the Digital India envisions creating high speed digital highways. I think we already are, everyone is already aware of the FASTag. So it is also a part of IoT and cloud computing that will impact commerce and create a digital footprint for every individual. Technologies based on mobility, analytics, Internet of Things, and most importantly, cloud technologies are building blocks for the Digital India mission. There is growing need to manage large volumes of data and making them readily available to public through digital cloud services. Cloud computing technology for expanding its e-governance initiatives through the country. In India, the focus of e-governance is to reduce corruption and ensure the government schemes are reaching people in rural areas of the country. Further, e-governance services ensure quicker service delivery and eliminate the involvement of middlemen who tend to capitalize on loopholes for quick money by means of exploiting people. To mention one initiative, the Department of Electronics and Information Technology under the Ministry of Communication and IT is highly optimistic of adopting cloud computing in governance and has made plans for the creation of IT enabled services, applications, and policies towards achieving full benefits in different government initiatives. So, Indian government is also adopting cloud in manufacturing. Indian manufacturing sector has come a long way and use of IT infrastructuring can be found since over last 2 decades. Then, so India has started adopting cloud with the number of increased IT companies and ISPs in India. Cloud infrastructure as a model is helping SMEs to have access to latest infrastructure, thus reducing their in-house infrastructure cost. Then, let us burst some myths about cloud computing. So, people believe that cloud is still new to trust. I think no, most of the businesses have started moving to cloud and it is secure to move to cloud and it's convenient. Next, cloud is less secure. Cloud is not less secure. There are different types of clouds which you can use. If you want to keep your data secure, you can move to private cloud. So cloud is not less secure. It's secure. Moving to cloud means you lose control. Moving to cloud does not mean you lose control because you have the right over your data and you're the one who will be maintaining and controlling your data. Then cloud services are expensive. I think there are multiple websites or multiple cloud service providers who give the cloud space. Like for example, you can take Google Drive. Google Drive is giving some amount of GB to each of its users to keep their data secure in the cloud. Google Drive is also an example for cloud. So clouds are free. It depends like what type of cloud service you want, whether you want a paid one or you want a free one. It depends on how much storage you want. So cloud services are not expensive. Cloud is only for big business. No, cloud is for everyone. Cloud is for even individuals. It's even for personal use. It's even for organizational use. So cloud is meant for all. So these were some of the myths. Then moving on to the benefits of clouds. What are some of the advantages of cloud? Cost efficiency. Cloud is cost efficient because it depends on the way you want to use it, whether you want a paid service or whether you want a free one. Google Drive is Google Drive, and there are multiple cloud service providers who offer some amount of storage to its users for free. If you want to extend, you can pay. So cloud is cost efficient. High speed. So cloud is having a high speed because you can access your data from wherever you are. Then excellent accessibility. Yes, that's the same thing, that you can access it from any part of the world. Manageability. Cloud cloud can be managed by an individual, or if you want, cloud service provider can also manage it. Then sporadic batch processing. So cloud is used by multiple users at the same time, so the batch processing is the thing that happens. Then backup and restore data. It's very convenient to have a backup of your data in cloud. It's very secure. If you're, so for example, you can take when you're storing your important files or your pictures in your phone. Suppose there is a situation where you kept your phone at home, so you can go to your office, log into any of the laptop or desktop, just log into the cloud and you can access your data. And one more thing is, so that will come into accessibility. So when I talk about backup, for example, there are a lot of pictures. You can back up your data in a cloud. Then, coming to some of the risks of cloud. So when a thing is invented, it has its own benefits and risk. Anything in this world has its own benefits and risk or disadvantages. So some of the risks of using cloud computing are vulnerable to attack. So there are some third party application that could create system risk, or they could arise due to poorly configured security tools within your cloud system. Then limited control. Then vendor lock. So limited control means when signing up for a cloud computing service, you relinquish some degree of control. The majority of cloud management is completed by the service provider, so we don't have to worry about this actually. But if you're an organization and if you're using a public cloud, then you need to worry on this. Being a user, we don't have to worry on this part. Then vendor lock. So vendor lock-in is a problem in cloud computing where customers are dependent, that is logged in on a single cloud service provider implementation, and cannot easily move in the future to a different vendor due to some cost, substantial cost, legal constraint, or these things. So vendor lock-in means you're locked by a same vendor where there are some, it happens rarely, where you cannot move to some other vendor for cloud service. Then downtime. There might be some downtime in the cloud. These challenges, this may be due to technical outages. Then network connectivity. Network connectivity is a major thing in this cloud computing, because it is through network which you are able to connect to the cloud. So these are some of the risks of cloud. Now, coming to the conclusion. Conclusion is a very important part for a paper presentation. In conclusion for cloud computing, I would like to say that it is a recently added new technological development which has the potential to make a great impact in the world, which we are now seeing. And it has many benefits that it provides to its users and businesses. For example, some of the benefits that it provides to the business are: it will reduce the operating cost by spending less on maintenance and software upgrades, as I told you in the benefits when I explained you about the cloud computing. And the business can so the businesses will be able to focus more on the main business instead of focusing on the maintenance of the data or server. But there are multiple challenges in cloud computing which we must overcome. People are very skeptical, like whether their data is secure and private, and there are no standards or regulations worldwide provided for the data through cloud computing. Europe has data protection laws, but the US, being one of the most technologically advanced nation, does not have any data protection laws. So users also worry about who will disclose their data and who will have the ownership of their private data. So users are very concerned about the data, and data is everywhere. Data is very important, as we all know. So once we overcome these challenges, cloud computing will revolutionize the future, and cloud computing will be everywhere. It has already taken over the physical storage. In most of the places, the physical storage thing is eliminated, but slowly it will also be there in each and every house, where each and every user are connected to the cloud, where the data is secure and safe and can be accessed from any part of the world. So next, the references. So these are some of the links which I referred in making this video. And finally, thank you. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. We'll be back soon.